So hi, Andy Shrupfer, VP of Enterprise Strategy at Rackspace. We built this company around great small businesses, and it's big businesses of the world that are making us even bigger. But our roots are around the small business and the medium-sized business. And everything starts with either a napkin or something like that. So we need to always be mindful of giving back to that group. So doing the King of the Apps contest like we did here in Vegas today is just one of the small ways that we can do that. Try to get companies that have a great idea, ways to move forward as fast as possible, be around other people that are doing similar things like them on platforms like Rackspace delivers. Cloud Files and Cloud Servers have great access from different APIs, and having to figure all that out is something that's easily accomplishable, but it's a lot better to do amidst a whole bunch of other companies. When you're adding 10,000 companies a quarter like Rackspace is honored to get to do, we're happy to do these types of events to give people the opportunity to intermix with people that are at the same stage that they are, as well as people that have already accomplished some of the same challenges that they figure out. Because at the end of the day, no one wants to reinvent the wheel. We want to be able to help people accelerate, get through all those harder times so you can enjoy the growth and the scale that goes with cloud computing.
I'm Cody Harris, Snap Appointments.
And I'm Brock Holzer, Snap Appointments co-founder.
Cool. Kind of talk to us guys about kind of the startup community, kind of how you guys kind of evolved during the King of the Apps competition, both the first winner at South by Southwest, and then of course now defending your title here at Interop in Las Vegas.
Sure. Always kind of been an entrepreneur at heart. I've been floating around this idea for way too many years. It's been 5+ years. I felt like the technology has gotten to the point where it's easier to be an entrepreneur, especially with cloud-based services like Rackspace offers. It enables us to start with an environment that supports our needs and then grow our businesses without having to move to a different platform. So I feel with Rackspace as a partner, we can start small and grow as big as this thing goes. Or if it doesn't, we're okay too, because the services are basically, I feel, tailored to what we need.
I mean, that's the thing too. As a startup like us, it's like we're bootstrapping this whole thing, and it's tough to get the exposure and tough to get the credibility. And I think for one, winning King of the Apps at South by Southwest gave us a level of credibility. I think a lot of people that see that think, wow, these guys have something special. Let's check it out. When you have not a lot of money to put behind it and stuff like that, you need things like that to kind of give you the push. And the technology integration, everything has been great. I mean, we grew rapidly since the last King of the Apps competition. I'm very satisfied with the results so far.
Awesome. What kind of advice would you give for other young entrepreneurs like yourself, either thinking about a startup, coming out of college? What would you give to them to kind of encourage them to pursue this path?
Yeah, I think you have to be smart about it. I mean, a lot of small businesses fail, but going back to kind of the tools that are available now, keep playing with something until you find something that sticks. And if you're thinking about an idea and you keep thinking about it, and it still seems like a great idea, months or even years down the road, it probably is. And you gotta always pursue your passion, but do it carefully. You don't quit your job. And again, the Cloud Files helps. You don't have to buy $10,000 worth of hardware to see if this is going to be a viable business. Do it as you can. Do it on the side. Make sure you're having fun with it, because it is a lot of work, especially if you have a full-time job doing it after hours and weekends. But just don't get in over your head too quickly.
But I think things like Cloud Files really help with a low initial financial investment. I mean, that's it's easy to get started, and then like Cody said, if you have a great idea and you feel like it's a great idea, I think you should pursue it and put in. I mean, you don't want to be looking back and regretting it 10 years down the road. I mean, if you really love something, love your idea, I think you should go.
Hi, I'm Matt Angel, CTO and co-founder of RareWire. We're based in Kansas City, Missouri. We've been in business now since April of last year, and really excited to be here as a small startup and hopefully win the King of the Apps.
Talk to me a little bit more about how you guys kind of evolved, how you came from either other lines of business or other companies to kind of build this startup.
Right. Well, my partner and I, Kirk, were working in a field of basically web-to-print automation. It was a marketing automation system, and it now has a lot of different competitors. The market got a little saturated, and I personally had built up a lot of experience in building technologies that build templated workflows that are graphically intense. And when I realized that the iPad was coming out and that once again Flash wasn't going to be something that the Jobs was going to allow, that there was a big gap to fill. That it's hard to write apps. That's the honest truth, and that there was a gap to fill in terms of the rapid application development tool sets that really aren't on the market yet. And so I thought about a way to fill that gap and realized that writing a new language of sorts and an engine that could interpret that would be pretty important, and set to work on it. And 8 months later and 20 customers later, we're on our way.
Awesome. Talking a little bit too about like kind of the startups and entrepreneurial spirit that you see kind of emerging and evolving, and how you guys are a part of that.
Well, it's pretty tremendous, I think, especially in our space in particular. It's a whole new industry that cropped up overnight. I mean, mobile app development, as we think of it today, has really only been around since the App Store was launched almost 3 years ago now. And so a whole new industry got brought up around that, and it allowed a whole new sort of flavor of entrepreneur to kind of build a new company by himself without really a lot of support infrastructure and work capital.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Grice. I was one of the founders of the Rackspace Cloud, and I'm here at Interop in Las Vegas, where we just finished up an event called King of the Apps. And it's one of the initiatives that Rackspace does to try to help startups who are really building new technology, getting companies going, and driving innovation. My background is with startups. I've done several startups. Started at Rackspace early on. Started one of the companies that became the Rackspace Cloud. And now I work with a number of other startup companies. And I think that startups are one of the things that is really great about the technology industry and America as a country. It's one of these things where change takes somebody having this crazy idea, going out and doing something that usually people are telling them they can't do, and when that happens, we end up with just great progress in the world. So I think that with Rackspace, even though we've grown and we've been very successful, we still try to stay in touch with those startup roots of ours and help other companies out with our product portfolio, but also through initiatives like our startup programs and working with communities and with colleges and really trying to do everything we can to encourage people to get out there and build on their ideas and make great things happen.
So Brock, in talking to Cody, what do you guys think is the best part of King of the Apps?
Definitely the cave. Cape and crown.